Welcome to the Ages of Rock podcast with your hosts Bill Algie, Dennis Talbot, and Alan Tate. We are three guys who have one thing in common, a love of rock and roll. Our goal is to talk about all things rock. We hope you find this show intriguing, funny, and occasionally highly opinionated. Enjoy! Welcome to Ages of Rock, episode 36. Tonight we have a special guest, audio only. The video gods have frowned upon us tonight. I've got on the line with us Tommy Paris, lead singer of Britny Fox. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. About yourself?
Pretty good. Just hanging out and being white.
So is Bill.
Yeah, you should. When you watch this later, hopefully you'll watch it. I'm not usually this white, but there's a lot. It's really sunny, and I have light curtains in my room, and it's just like white. I'm pretty white.
What, are you gonna put a picture of me in there? Just don't put a picture of Bette Midler in instead. Don't confuse that.
Oh man, you're just ruining all of our fun.
Man, you're no fun at all. We're gonna put a picture of Celine Dion since you're from Vegas.
Okay, that's good.
Sweet. All right.
That works.
J-Lo, I prefer a picture of J-Lo, actually.
All right, so tell us a little bit about what you've got going on right now, Tommy.
Right now, I'm playing in a few different bands. We're out playing with Britny Fox. We're doing some dates. We started last fall. We played Farm Rock, Atlanta. We've done a bunch of clubs. We played Theater of Living Arts in Philadelphia. Where else we played? We played here in Vegas. We played at Vamped. We played at the Whiskey. And then this year we did the M3 Festival, and we're about to play a couple more gigs in New York. In the fall, we're doing the Hair Nation show from Sirius.
I've been hearing about that. I've got Sirius, and I listen to the Hair Nation station religiously.
Yeah, that's the one. That'll be fun. That's with Vince Neil's headlining that one. That should be a lot of fun. It's out in L.A. or in Irvine. And then we're doing the Monsters of Rock cruise in October.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, that's Britny Fox. And we've been trying to get some studio time, but we're all spread out. And our drummer Johnny D plays with Doro Pesh, and they tour Europe all the time. So our schedules are kind of weird. So
yeah.
In the meantime, I'm playing with Count 77, which is Danny Count Coker from the TV show Counting Cars on History Channel. He's a lead singer, and we just finished the second record, and we're about to get back on the road as well. So,
cool. Now, how did you get hooked up with Danny Coker to get that gig?
Hold on.
I think we're having audio.
I was. It's a long. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold on.
You're kind of cutting in and out there.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay. How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back in when we made Bite Down Hard, which is in '91, an engineer named Sean O'Dwyer, he engineered it for Dwayne Barron and John Purdell. They're the ones that produced it. They had just finished producing Ozzy's No More Tears, and then they came in and they produced our record Bite Down Hard in out in L.A. And Sean O'Dwyer was the engineer then. And then fast forward a zillion years later, and a couple of years ago, he was working here in Vegas at Danny's studio, Desert Productions, and they needed some keyboards for their first record, for Count 77. They were just doing, and Sean knew me from 1,000 years ago, and he suggested I come in, and I just went down and recorded some Hammond for him. And it was just for a session, and I got paid and went away, and that was it. And I thought that would be it. But they asked me to join to sing the background vocals that were on the record as well and play the keyboard. So that's when I joined them. I've been with them for a couple of years now. But yeah, it was through Sean O'Dwyer, who's actually where he worked with a lot of cool people. He did a bunch of stuff with Roger Waters and Pink Floyd, and he's been. I've known him all these years. I encounter him every blue moon, but it was weird because that was like so long ago when I first met him. We were both kids.
Right.
Hey, Tommy, can you hear
Tommy,
me?
hold on for a second. I think we lost Alan. We've got a storm going on here in Indiana where we're at, and hold on. I think
Can
about
you see me, Dennis?
I can't
You're
see you.
circling around.
Yeah,
Are you
you're
there, Tommy?
circling.
Still? Are you still there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not. I don't see myself on there anymore.
No, I can see you, your circles are there. I can actually. Alan's is spinning.
Because Alan started the call, so I think we were kind of hanging on.
Right.
Well, I'm still here.
I can hear you.
I can see Dennis and I can see myself.
Okay. Bill, hit your. You have your little thing down there. The little.
Oh
dot
yeah,
that
it
shows.
shut me off. There we go.
Turn yours back on.
Yeah, I got it.
There you go. Now you're back up. Alan, you're still spinning.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I've turned my video off and I've turned it back on. Still nothing?
It's
Can
come.
you see? Can you see it in your
Yeah,
house?
you're there. I see you.
Okay, there you go. You're
Okay,
back up.
good.
Okay, so we're back up. So we're gonna.
All right, as you were saying, Tommy.
I did my time. I was paroled. You mean? Okay,
Tommy fits right in with us.
let me rewind. Where was I?
You were talking about you'd come into the studio and you'd played the Hammond and you did some backing vocals.
Okay, yeah. I was just a session at the time. They were looking for someone to play Hammond, and Sean O'Dwyer, who I'd known forever, had suggested to bring me in. So they brought me in. I did the organ track, and then they mixed the record and put it out. And then when they were about to start playing live, they asked me to join to cover the background vocals and the Hammond on the record. So that's when I joined them. It was a few years ago.
Now, do Danny and them play quite often out, or
Yeah, we've played all over the U.S. and Canada since I
Really?
joined.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we've done a bunch of gigs in Canada. We played back east a lot, in the Midwest a lot, a little bit in L.A.
I'm really surprised with his show. He always, not just the cars, but they have all kinds of other stuff that happens on that show. I'm surprised he hasn't mentioned the band or brought the band. Had maybe took some video of it or something and put it on.
Yeah, there's a few tidbits. There's one episode where they made him a jukebox,
right,
that he can run, and we're on that episode just for a minute, but
okay, cool.
I would imagine.
yeah, it's mainly the focus is about the cars. So, but
I imagine
yeah.
there's licensing issues to deal with there too.
Probably too.
Yeah, there's all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we've been on a few times.
So he's got. You say you did 2 albums with him. Does he do mainly his stuff, and then you do some covers?
Yeah, it's all original. It's
Cool,
all original.
cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
we throw in some covers as well, but it's all
Sure.
original.
Awesome.
And then I just finished my first solo record. I'm mixing it right now. 10 songs. Been working on for a little while, and they're all done. They're all cut. I just have to mix, and we'll see where that goes. I'm talking to some different guys. I've had some different guys play on the recording.
If you need cowbell, Bill's your man.
You got it, man. I got that. I can rock the cowbell.
There you
I got
go.
nothing else for you, but I can do that. Maybe some background vocals.
No, we
We had
heard
some-
you sing it. We heard you sing at the concert the other night. No.
Yeah, we heard you sing too. We heard you sing too, and I can't figure out why you're doing any backup vocals. It's like
I
a
don't-
dead
I
dead
don't-
cat killing a
I
dead
play
cat.
guitar and that's it. I don't sing very much.
So Tommy, what kind of got you in the business? What got you into music, and where did it start for you?
I just started playing piano when I was 8, and I just stayed in there on it every day. I was just obsessed. And then as time went on, I took some lesson stuff, and I kept playing. But then I started getting into bands, and the bands would come over. And when I was in junior high, and then we'd start rehearsing, and then all their equipment was left behind, the drums and bass, guitar stuff. So I started picking up the other instruments as well over time. And so I got more into guitar later, but I still play keyboards and I dig them a lot. But yeah, I was about 8. My dad had died in San Jose in around 1970 when I was about 6 or 7. So we moved to a really small Northern California town called Chester. It's near a place called Lake Almanor. And I think the population was like 1,500.
That's my
when we moved
hometown
there.
right there.
Is it? Yeah,
As small as my hometown.
It was fun growing up there because you had to make your own fun. We used to steal my dad's gunpowder and blow shit up, and
Yeah.
I started playing piano then. I kind of just buried all my grief from my dad in the piano, and you couldn't get me off. I'd come home from school and be on it and listening to Deep Purple and Elton John and Kansas and Yes and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and shit like that. So.
Because I was just saying I'm just kind of figuring your age. You were born what, 64, 65?
Yep.
See you're the same age as I'm born 65. Bill was 66, I believe. So we're all in that kind of that kind of age range. That's why kind of what the show is all about. It's kind of, our take on rock and roll, So, a lot of your influence, like you said, the stuff you listen to, that's the same stuff that we,
Yeah.
So I get it,
Yeah, we're all 35 and proud of it.
Exactly.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because there's a guy that I play music with every so often that always lies about his age. He cuts about 15 years or so off, so that was pretty spot on there, Tommy.
I try to when I can get away with it, as long as no one's right up on top of me. You can't really tell. So.
Yeah, well, I have gray hair, what little hair that I do have, so it's kind of hard to lie and say I'm 35.
Yeah, I can't grow a beard.
He had hair.
But on the plus side, I am the youngest of this bunch. I am only 46.
Okay.
Oh, see, you're a snapper.
Yeah, but he's hideous.
So
he's hideous.
So what was your favorite bands when you did grow up? I mean, what was your go-to band or two?
Well, at first, like I said, at first when I first got into music, it was all those prog rock bands, Rush,
right,
Deep Purple, although they weren't really prog, but yeah, Yes, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Elton John, REO Speedwagon, the old REO Speedwagon, stuff like that. And then as time went on, I started getting into more hard rock, like AC/DC and UFO, Pat Travers, of course, Rush, Ted Nugent,
right.
Stuff like that. Got more in Kiss, and then the early '80s, as it went along, I just freaked out for Judas Priest and Iron Maiden. Yeah, Iron Maiden, Sabbath with Dio, all that kind of metal, that early '80s metal, I just absolutely adored.
Our journeys kind of went pretty matching. That's kind of, I'm sitting there like,
you belong on this show.
Check.
Yeah,
this is the show for you.
Yeah, it kept going, and then I think I started semi-tuning out around '85 as far as really liking a lot of new bands. It started waning at that point,
Mm-hmm.
So what about Britny Fox then? So when were you into them back in the day?
No, I knew of them and I'd seen them, but like I said, at that point I was more into like Judas Priest and Dio and Sabbath and stuff like that, Iron Maiden, stuff like that. Right. But the opportunity presented itself. I went and checked it out, and they're actually a lot heavier of a group than I thought they would be from the stuff I'd heard. Actually playing with them when I auditioned for them was they were really heavy-handed and awesome, and we got along great. And so a lot of people when they see us live, they're kind of surprised. They're like, "God, I didn't know you guys were this heavy." The band's really, really good. They're really heavy-handed. So, but I was kind of tuning out of the even though it was in it, the hair rock stuff in general. I liked a bit of it, but I like the heavier stuff better myself.
Right, 'cause I know.
Well, that kind of blends into a question that I wanted to ask you, and it's a topic that we discussed a few episodes back. Do you think that the hair metal scene killed itself, or do you think that grunge killed it?
Both. I think, and record companies and MTV. I think what happens is it goes in cycles.
Right.
It's cool. It's no big deal, and I can liken it to something else. I'll tell you in just one sec. But like, they got whenever Bon Jovi started, was that 85 maybe? I don't know.
That's when they're 85, 86.
84, something like that.
Yeah, and he had the massive success. Yeah, and so then all the guitar players were playing like Eddie Van Halen and doing the tapping and all. And the hair got bigger and bigger and bigger, and the clothes got nuttier and nuttier. And I think eventually, we got the tiniest wave after I joined. The band had done bigger things before I got in, because when I got in, it was the death knell of grunge killing hair, because we put out Bite Down Hard when I joined them in '91. That's the same exact year that Nevermind by Nirvana came out. So
Yeah.
talk about ground zero for the hair metal holocaust. Yeah.
The hair metal holocaust. Oh my God, that is
That's great.
Yeah.
How many records did that sell? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah, almost 300,000, which
That's not bad.
well, in today's world, they would be like, "Oh my God, what a success!" But back then, it was like you were expected to at least go gold, which is 500,000, if not close to 1 million, because when they had so much saturation, they were able to expect those kind of sales. And of course, nowadays, 300,000 would be looked at as a massive success. Times change, but like it was kind of like back in the days when the big band and jazz groups turned into rock and roll in like the late 40s, early 50s. A lot of the horn players, except for saxophone players, they were out of work. Except if you played sax, you could get into a rock group and keep working. So it was kind of like that sort of movement. I kind of liken the hair metal going away and grunge coming in. But
Right.
so
And everything does go in cycles like that. We've talked about that a million times on here, and I'm just hoping, I'm waiting for the next thing to come take out this kind of this music that we have now.
Oh,
I'm ready for the new wave. Please, come through.
I'm in line too. And no offense, these records.
No, it is no offense.
They sound great. They sound great, and the bands are competent and they're in tune. But the songs just don't take me anywhere. And I probably bought 2-3 CDs in the last 10 years. I'm not kidding you. Yeah. And I used to buy CDs all the time.
I hear you.
Yeah, I think this show has brought us open to some new stuff that's been pretty. That, I think we've gotten open to over the last couple of months anyway. That I didn't even know existed. So, Inglorious was a band that we kind of got opened up to. Right. Eclipse, that was a band that we got open, that we had somebody on the show was talking about that band. I recently got into a band called Gotthard or Gothard. I don't know what the correct pronunciation is. They're from Sweden.
I'm pretty sure it's Gothard.
It's not.
Billy will let you know.
Yeah, he will. That's all right. So the cool thing is we are, we had some guests on, and they've kind of, and some other people have posted for us some new stuff that's out there. And Dead Daisies, that's another band that I'm really into right now too. So just some new stuff that's a little different. But man, it's hard to find stuff on the radio that's just.
Well, the thing is, there's good stuff out there. It's just so few and far between. That's the problem. It's not like
there's
it was.
there's no movement with which to level people. That's the bummer. But it's a double-edged sword. Once you get a movement, then they oversaturate it and do only that. So it is so varied. There's a few things out there, but I just always harken back to the older stuff that I like. I think Jet was maybe one of the last groups I kind of liked.
Cool band.
I like those guys.
They were pretty good. No, I wasn't my favorite record in the world, but at least it was some kind of rock or another, and the songs were mostly like songs. Right. Just the melodies have gone away. A lot of the smoky and indifferent Nickelback type groups out there, and no slam to Nickelback, but like right. I don't really, none of their stuff really moves me at all. None of it. But like, have you ever heard them play a cover of "Sad But True" by Metallica? Oh, it's awesome. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Really? They're an incredible band too.
Right.
It's just the songs I don't really care for. It's like they don't come from like the old school Beatles foundation of songwriting. Mm-hmm. Even the heavy metal bands were coming from some sort of songwriting camp, like the early 80s metal. It was still songs,
right.
Choruses, and I like choruses and stuff like that. But
like I said, there's a few good. I like the it just hit my in shit. I can't remember what the name.
This is every episode.
Every episode.
Oh,
Say Spotify 3 times real fast. You'll remember.
Alter Bridge is what I'm trying to
Alter Bridge.
Now those guys are, they're decent musicians. Their stuff has some hook to it. It's just, but like I said, you find them, but they're just not a whole lot of them out there, unfortunately. So I'm waiting for the next wave,
Yeah, I'll send you guys a copy of my new record when I got it. Let me see if I can play a little snippet for you. I don't know if it'll be very clear, but tell me if you can hear this.
Sure.
Just a little preview for you. These are rough mixes, but see.
Cool.
Six thumbs up.
Can you hear that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
loud and clear.
You had
keep
six.
playing it.
You had six
You
thumbs
got
up
6
there.
thumbs up for
Six
that.
thumbs up.
Right
That's
on.
the best you can get on this show.
Oh yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
just,
fresh air. I like that. That was kind of.
Yeah, just good old hard rock. It's just, they're all short songs, and it's just fun.
I'm definitely interested in that. That's going to be good.
So is that the 77 band or is that
No,
your band? Is
that's
that
a solo record, yeah.
solo record? Okay. So is that you on all instruments at this point?
On a lot of them, not all of them.
Yeah.
I have some friends play some lead guitars. I do some of the lead guitar, but I have some friends do a little bit heavier lifting for me for
Cool.
for that crazy stuff.
So out there in Vegas, do you guys have you ever been on the Rating the Rock Vault show or anything? Have you?
No,
No.
I've done some of the news stuff with Count 77, but no, I was talking to somebody about maybe subbing for one of those guys at some time.
Yeah.
And there's another one too called what the hell is it called?
Rock
It's
of
over
Ages.
at the that filling in for either one of those shows, but I haven't yet. So
That's a cool show. I mean, have you? I assume you probably have seen it, but
yeah,
it's really neat. I mean, it's neat to see those guys in a different environment, and that it's really cool. The interesting thing is, I've been to Vegas a bunch of times, and the last time we were out there, a buddy of mine called me. He said, "Hey, I'm at this this bar, and they're having this really cool drum off thing." And I mean, there was a ton of drummers there, and it was at Vamped, and I didn't know it.
That's cool.
I'm sitting at a bar down on the strip. I'm like, well, I got to figure out how to get there, and it was like 1:00 in the morning. I had to be somewhere at 7, so I wasn't doing so well. But, definitely someplace I want to hit the next time we're out there because I hear a lot about it, so it's pretty cool. Seems pretty
right
cool.
on. Yeah, it's a cool club. It's the coolest club in town. There's
Is it very far away from the strip?
it's just a little bit down Sahara going west.
Okay.
It's near the Stratosphere. You take a left at the
Okay.
Stratosphere. Yeah, it's right down there.
Oh yeah, so that's not too bad.
Sahara and Rainbow.
That's
when you guys, not to change subject, but when you guys play out with Britny Fox, do you guys what's your bulk of your material come from? I mean, do you do a little bit of the older stuff, the first couple albums, and then mix in the other two, or how's that work?
Yeah, we do all the stuff off the first one that people like to hear, and then
Right.
we mix in the other two and maybe a couple covers. But yeah, that's
Right.
we mainly just stuff off the first record.
I tell you, there's a song off. I was listening to that the Bite Down Hard yesterday. Actually, was going through it again. There's that song with Black and White. I love that guitar lick on that.
Right on.
That's a kick ass song. I really like that one. And
That's cool.
but I didn't get to I listened to the other one real quick through the other day. But Bite Down Hard, I've got to listen to quite a few times now. And it's interesting. I mean, I say it's a little different. I know the one that came out in '88, the original, the Britny Fox, like a self-titled one.
Mhm.
I had that when that came out. I had a cassette, and I went to Wyoming. I think I was out there working on an engineering job, and I think I wore it out until I got back. It was in my Walkman most of the time out there.
What?
And,
In a what?
a Walkman, yes.
A walk?
Remember those
Wow.
things? The little.
I didn't have to ask what that was.
It It was his cassette tape thing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I know what a Betamax is, for God's sakes.
There you go.
Exactly. Oh, we all do.
Well,
I saw
now,
Say Betamax to somebody under 30, they'll look at you like you're kids.
Oh,
Right.
say cassette to a 15-year-old. I have a 15-year-old. He says cassette, and he's looking at you like you got three heads.
Yeah. Could
now
barely
Dennis
CD to them. You know?
Dennis brought up, when you guys do shows and stuff. Now, bands like Britny Fox and LA Guns and stuff like that, they tend not to tour like they traditionally did back then. So how do you guys handle doing shows nowadays as opposed to back then?
We do all fly-ins now. The longest run we'll do probably in a row is 3 or 4 shows, but it's mainly fly-ins for like 2 shows.
And then you have like a local band or something as the opener.
Sometimes
Oops.
we tour with Enough's Enough, and we did some stuff with Bang Tango and LA Guns and those kind of bands.
Cool.
So
So do you
sometimes the whole package.
Do you
Four boys.
share the same management company then?
Some of those are on the same booking.
Yeah,
booking
that makes
agents.
sense. Or booking agency, yeah.
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 It's big time entertainment. Sullivan Big. He books a lot of the groups from the 80s. He does he does Queensryche and Great White and a zillion other bands and us too.
So when you guys do that, you just say you'll pack up your guitar and then you'll just go there to the venue and the company's already frontlined your amps and all that stuff for you.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of bands are doing that nowadays. They don't even, there's no use of carrying all that stuff around. Bring your personal things and tell them what you want, and they'll usually get you what you need.
So for a drum kit perspective, do you use a house kit then?
So rarely. They'll usually bring one in for the gig.
Yeah.
Our drummer, he always gets a DW kit of some kind or another, and special, all the sizes of shit that he likes and whatever.
So they're renting them from the venue's renting them from some local store or whatever.
It's usually actually the sound company will do that. I know, like with the sound company that Kevin Book works for, they'll say, okay, we want a Marshall 100-watt head, hopefully a 70s type model, and they'll even drum kit. I know some of the drummers will bring their own cymbals. They're kind of
he does it sometimes.
Yeah, that cymbals make a huge difference.
Right. But they'll say, like you said, I need a DW kit. I need a, this size, this size, this size, this size, how many piece. And they're pretty, and like I say, it's just a lot better and easy. And it's cheap. It's cheaper for the band to do that because they don't have to be carrying the shit all the way across the country,
So it's got to be cheaper to fly than to take a tour bus somewhere, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if there was enough work to do it in a row, we certainly would do it. But the way it's booked these days, it's just, there's no gigs all week long.
Right.
Yeah.
Anymore. They don't do a lot of gigs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays,
Right.
Yeah.
So, and they used to,
So can you talk a little bit about playing on you said you played on the Farm Rock, you played on M3. So how do those work for you? I mean, we actually tried to get a producer of one of those one of those festivals on the show and haven't had any luck. I'm just curious as to how that works. Is it you just fly in, go to the venue, and you leave, or is it how does it work?
Talk about for M3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
any
say
of them,
yeah.
just any of them. We're just curious as to how the process works.
We'll just we usually fly in the day before, and then we go to the hotel. We stay over, and then the next day we go to the venue and check out the gear and stuff, and then sometimes we do a meet and greet before we play. But we kind of go to the venue and then just stay there, or if the hotel isn't far from the venue, we'll go back to the hotel before we play, and then we do the gig, and we usually do some kind of meet and greet after the gig, and then go back to the hotel and fly out the next day. But it depends on it. Like I said, it depends if the hotel's far away from the venue. Usually it's not. Usually it's like 15 minutes, and then we go back and forth a few times. But otherwise, we just fly in the day before, fly out the day after.
Do you usually hang out and watch the other bands that are playing? I mean, are you fans of some of the other bands that are playing that you kind of like, oh man, I haven't got to see these guys for a long time. I better hang around and.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like we were playing with Enough's Enough, And then every time they would do Fly High Michelle or New Thing, Get High on a New Thing, I would always be out there listening because I love those songs, and it was awesome. Yeah, I like some of that stuff. If we're not doing something right after we play, like sometimes we'll start doing meet and greet stuff right then. So we'll hear the group, but we won't be out there watching them. But when I can, yeah, I go check some of it out for sure.
Cool.
Let's go.
What are some of your favorite bands then from that era?
Favorite bands from that era.
Judas Priest, you already told you.
Yeah, you talked about Judas Priest. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on,
those
Bill,
bands go from all the way from Maiden to Priest to Sabbath and everything like that.
So have you seen all of them?
Yeah, a million
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
awesome. I
Cool.
saw, it was a great concert. It was Triple Bill, Halford, and Maiden, and Queensryche, I think. Yeah, I think it was
Oh,
Queensryche.
wow.
And Halford opened, and I just left after Halford. That was it. He just destroyed it. It was awesome. He did. It was at a time too when remember when he was doing his solo stuff and he wasn't really doing a lot of Priest.
Oh, exactly. Oh, that
And then he
first Halford album is just killer.
Oh my God!
it's just-
Then in the Halford album, and then two. So halfway through the show, lights go out and you hear Electric Eye, that intro start, and everyone just lost their fucking mind. It was so great. It was killer.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I don't know. I don't know which one it was, but Satchel from Steel Panther, he played in Halford. And I don't know which
Did he?
album. Yeah, I don't. He recorded on one of the albums because I thought that was kind of weird. We went and seen actually a couple years ago when this podcast got kind of started. The idea of it, we were at a Judas Priest concert actually, and Steel Panther opened, and I was telling these guys, I said, I wonder if here's Satchel, he's playing with Steel Panther opening, but I know he played with because there's a couple of videos that Halford did that he's on the actual videos, and beyond Priest is great. Priest was so good. We just seen, like I said, we seen him there this last tour, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good. They were
Yeah,
much louder than the bands we saw this past weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
You said that you were working on a solo album. How many solo albums have you worked on?
This is actually really the first real one. I had done a record before, but it was all demos, and I just had it to shop around for a deal. This was some time ago, and then I had some printed up to sell, and I sold like 5,000 of them. But it was just demos, and that just sold. So this one's actually recorded for real, and
I believe the one with the demos you're talking about is the one you sent me way back in 2002 when I had my Hairs to the 80s internet radio station. Is that correct?
maybe, yeah. It was I didn't even plan on putting it out. I was just shopping it and trying to get a record
there it
deal at
is.
the time.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, you got Saturday's Okay, Light on Me, Waiting Here for You,
Yeah.
other stuff. I dig that. I thought those was really good.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, this one's a bit more. This one's like more hard rock type. I pretty much just describe what I'm doing right now. This is straight ahead hard rock.
Oh,
So
what you
I'm
played us a
looking-
while ago. If it sounds
Yeah,
like that,
that was good stuff.
I'm so, at 30 seconds. You sold me. I'm ready.
Right
to
on.
hear the album.
I got you 2 new fans, Tommy.
Right on, guys. Yeah,
Dennis is trying to find you on Spotify.
Yeah. Okay.
Right on. Yeah,
Right
when I
now.
get it done, I'll send you guys a copy and check it out.
That'd be awesome.
Love to hear it. Love to hear
Cool.
it.
So, thinking about that, I mentioned Spotify. It's just a funny thing on the show that there's a couple
Every
things that are mentioned every week. It's just kind of
Gross,
has happened over
Spotify,
time.
and horrible.
Exactly.
What,
So what's your
what
take
is
on
Spotify?
Spotify is it's actually free streaming, but you can also pay for the service. I pay for the service. It's like $9 a month, and they stream music, and you can basically go to Kiss, and you can look up every one of their albums, listen to any song you want to, and then I guess it's similar to Pandora, but it's where Pandora, you put in a genre or a band and it plays songs that are similar to that band. You don't really get any control. Spotify,
yeah.
Spotify, when you pay for the service, Spotify, the free service is kind of the same deal. You get what you get. They throw it at you, and they got advertisements in there. If you pay for the service, then you can actually listen to what you want. And then as you listen to things, they keep track of it, and then they send checks to they get I don't know, cents on the dollar for each play.
Fractions of cents on the
Yeah,
dollar.
yeah. Don't ask. No,
Yeah.
I think
that was going to be my question for too. So knowing about how iTunes works now and all that stuff, how hard is it for you guys to get a new record? I mean, to get a record out and get it out there and get people to listen to it. I mean, even
that's tough. It's these days. Basically, I'm gonna in between Britny Fox and Camp 77. I'm just gonna have my own solo band and start getting that off the ground to play dates. Because when you're in a venue, you're able to make some commerce. Short of that, it's going to be tough. Getting a record deal for this album is pretty remote, but somebody might buy the master,
right,
for not much money, and I might go that route. There's a label called Frontier Records that put out some stuff. Yep. There's a couple labels like that, and the deals you get, they're not anything to write home about, but for something that I recorded, my own studio, it might work like that. But basically, I just need the live group, and I can just sell them at shows and stuff because otherwise you're almost just giving it away anymore. And
that, and too, like if you've got a Facebook page or a website, you can sell them through there or through that way too. I mean, a lot of it's come back to the old. Back in the day when everybody kind of did their own, these indie rock people doing their own thing, that's kind of the way to do it anymore,
Yeah.
Help with the company, do it yourself,
Yeah, if we're playing in the venue, then we're able to control the commerce because it's hard copies of whatever it is, merch and CDs and whatever shit you're going to sell. But to make any money through the actual sales of the music, that's tough,
Yeah.
So
that's difficult.
It may not even be available except for at a show, I don't know, until someone copies it from having bought it at a show, puts it out. But it's hard now. Yeah, if something gets out, it's gone,
Well, and there again, that's what we talked about, waiting for that next wave, for the next new good music to come through. But with the way the situation of the business end of the industry is now, you may not even see that because, how are they going to get their stuff out? That's the problem. It's not
have you noticed have you noticed when you've gone, I don't know, certain concerts, other bands, they actually charge for meet and greets and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they do it for, hardcore people, bands of our ilk. I don't think you could get away with it, unless charging, $7 for a meet and greet. But
well, that's what they do here at the local venue when they get, we had LA Guns here not too long ago, and Kip Winger and Tom Kiefer, and that's what they did. They had the little meet and greets on the side, and they were like $10 or $20 or something.
Yeah, I mean, and they're kind of forced to do that because of the they're not making any money on music,
Right.
That's all out there. So that I understand why they're doing it, unless if you're a bigger group, you get away with that kind of stuff. But boy, it felt kind of bizarre. But we just sell merch and stuff like that. We do okay,
Right. Well, that's awesome.
It's crazy.
It's a different world out there.
It is.
Yeah.
So, you say you're having trouble finding new music that you like. What are you listening to?
The newest stuff I'm listening to?
Yeah. So what's in your player? What's in your car, or what's on your iPod or your iPhone or whatever?
My new record.
Good answer.
I do mixes and then I take them in the car to check them out and stuff. That's what I've been doing lately. But yeah, that's all I've been doing is this new record I'm working on. I haven't really listened to anything else for a while.
Oh, that's cool.
It's hard to listen to new stuff. I made a comment to Alan. There's this new station on XM Sirius called the Yachting Station. It's got that easy listening, that crap that I say that I don't really listen to, but I listen to it. I don't know what they do, but their playlist is like 25 songs. Because and I looked at Kelly.
It's a 4-hour loop.
That's the same song we heard. We're driving to Cincinnati and we hear the same song twice. I'm like, that's not right. Next morning,
Yeah.
got
But that's also a temporary station, which is why it's on a 4-hour loop.
Well, in the car, if I'm not listening, it's something I'm working on, which has been for the last few weeks. That's all I've been doing. But like, I'll listen to either talk radio or the classical station. Because I just can't take the terrestrial radio and what they offer. It's a horror show.
Oh, it is. Oh,
It's just a horror show. No offense, but it's just that's just awful.
Well, if you like to listen to ads, and then listen to some crappy music in between the ads, that's pretty well what it is.
Then you're all set.
Exactly.
Well, I'm friends with a couple of the DJs on our local classic rock station, and I'm always giving them a hard time because I call our local classic rock station the Leonard Skinner station because like every 3 songs, it's either Give Me 3 Steps or Sweet Home Alabama or That Smell over and over and over again.
Yeah.
We have a college rock station up here, 89.1 The Bash up there in Vincennes, and that's the song. That's where I find some of my newer music on because they don't. But they never, it's one of those ones that you got to Shazam. There you go, Shazam. I just got that. But I Shazam it on my phone because I don't they never tell you what the name of the song is or who does it. So I got to find out, who these.
Yeah, I miss those days too, don't you guys? When they'd go, that was doing Tom Sawyer from the Moving Pictures album or whatever.
Not anymore. They don't do that.
That's a bummer because sometimes I'll hear anything I hear that I like. They never say who it is, but
exactly.
Usually in the car, if I'm depends on what car I'm in. If I have Sirius in there, I'll definitely listen to that. But I usually listen to Howard Stern or comedy,
Right.
Yeah. For sure.
Awesome.
And then I'll do as much mescaline as I can. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's acid. But I think what happens.
Hey man, whatever.
Hey, whatever. Yeah.
We don't
we've had a guilty pleasure show on here before. we've
Ask someone younger if they're on mescaline, they'll look at you funny because they won't remember what the hell that is.
Is that ADD drug? Is that a new one or what?
Yeah. I think that's 1975.
I think my mom's on that. Exactly.
Jeez.
So what's coming up then? You said you have Hair Nation coming up. You guys have some shows coming up?
Here's what's coming next. I'm doing I'm just playing this local thing with some pals at the Hard Rock coming up on the 7th of August, and then on the 20th, Count 77, we're going somewhere. I think Mid East somewhere. Not the Middle East, in the mid.
I was getting ready to say, wow.
Yeah, we're going to play a couple concerts in Syria. We're doing a show in Belgrade, and then
Dubai.
But we're somewhere. I think it's Ohio. Actually, it's on the website, count77.com. There's you can look
getting
up
close to us. If it's Indiana or Ohio, we may be able to.
It's somewhere in there. If you guys go to count77.com, look up tour dates. It's somewhere. It's on the 20th of August. But and then Britny Fox is playing the 26th and 27th in Queens for the first one, and the second one in Akron, New York.
Right.
In Akron, where we're playing with Killer Dwarfs and Autograph.
Awesome.
So that should be fun.
I saw that. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool show.
I seen.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Ago. Yeah,
that's going to be a lot of fun. And then in the next month, we do the Hair Nation thing and another Count 77 gig. And it kind of go on and on. It goes like that. And as soon as I get my solo thing out, I'm going to start just playing live. There won't be any record or anything. It'll just show up at gigs and stuff. So I'll let you guys know when I get to that point. You guys have to come out.
Yeah.
If we're anywhere near you with Count 77, come out and check it out.
Oh, I would love to come see that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you said something about the serious thing. What are you going to be playing? Is it a live, like in the studio live situation? Is that what it is, or?
No, it's an outdoor festival.
Oh, outdoor festival. Gotcha.
The Hair Nation channel is sponsoring it.
It's
kind of like the Rocklahoma that my friend Mike and I used to go to.
See, my wife's got that in her car. I don't have it in my car anymore, so I don't get to listen.
You got grounded.
No.
Yeah, that one's going to be killer. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's Vince Neil's headlining that, and there's I think Tom Kiefer.
Cool.
Well,
where's that
some
at?
Other groups like that are on there. In Irvine.
Well, that's
a little far for us to drive.
It's a little far for you guys, yeah.
We can't. That's not a weekend road trip. That's a fly somewhere.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
where can viewers and listeners find Tommy Paris online?
At TommyParis.com.
Okay, do you tweet or Facebook or Instagram?
Yeah, I'm not on Facebook, but I'm on Instagram and I'm on Twitter, and Britny Fox is on Twitter as well.
Okay, and are those links on your TommyParis.com?
Yeah.
All right, folks, I'll make sure y'all go check him out.
Definitely.
Cool.
Anybody have any other questions?
No, I think I'm.
Thanks a lot, man. It was
Man, we
great
really
having you on the
appreciate you
show.
coming on. Yeah, it was awesome. Learned a lot.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Maybe I'll have an upgraded computer that's not made by Ben Franklin one of these days. We can actually do Skype on there.
We're going to have to get an Ages of Rock tablet or a notebook that we can send around to people.
There you go.
Yeah, send it, and then when we're done with the interview, then send it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and I tell you what, thank you very much for sharing that partial song with us too. I'm excited. I'm really that sounds cool. I'm wondering
No problem, man. No problem at all. Here,
to hear the rest of it.
one more tidbit while we got you. Here we go.
There we go.
Same one. Here we go.
Cool.
That'd be getting you to the show and you're doing this, bad boy. Fist pumping right there.
There you go.
That's
Right
awesome.
on. That
Hey,
is
we were
awesome.
fist pumping. You couldn't see us.
You have to
Right
watch
on,
the
yeah.
episode. You have to watch.
It's good
to see
old
it,
rock
Tommy.
and roll. Good old hard
There
rock.
you go.
There you
That's
go.
what we want to hear.
Well, thank you very much, man. We appreciate
Right
it.
on, guys. Hey, thank you. I appreciate the time, man.
All
Yeah,
right,
man, have a good day.
ladies and gentlemen, that is it
All right,
for
cheers,
us
guys.
this week's. We will catch you all next week.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Ages of Rock podcast. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and most importantly, tell all your friends. Remember, you're never too old to rock. Until the next episode, peace out, folks.